What's going on, Guardians? Hope your day's going well. Hope your week's going well. If not, I do hope it gets better. But for those of you who may have seen, it looks like a rangefinder could potentially be getting nuked at some point. Basically, Bungie has said that they're looking at separating how much zoom a weapon has from how much range it actually has, which is basically, that would kill rangefinder, right? So today, we're going to talk about some alternatives, but first, I just want to show some gameplay, so let's get into it. Okay, so Austringer, Eye of the Storm, opening shot, not rangefinder, opening shot. Remember, rangefinder is supposedly getting nerfed, I think next season. And so we're talking about some alternatives today. And opening shot is a great one. In fact, I've had opening shot on here now for a minute. Because, where is everyone? Because I just really like it in general. Mostly for hand cannons, but it's good on just about any weapon.
That's why we have fire team. Double down.
Good God.
Tell them to line up fast.
I don't really like to push this way generally, but it's fine.
That fights together, stays together.
Didn't even see him over there. Like I've said before in other videos, my eyesight is really not the best. Specifically for... Let's get out of here for a second. Help me, teammate. Ooh, man. Got in a little bit too deep there, I think. But, of course, the role everyone was going for was Eye of the Storm opening shot. And to this day, if you look at anyone who has a crafted Austringer... What? But yeah, if you look at, to this day, most of your crafted Austringers will have Eye of the Storm rangefinder. Team is just way too tunnel visioned over there. That sounded like Black Talon. I could be wrong, though. I guess he decided not to engage. Because rangefinder has had a lot of benefits. It gives you the extra zoom and thus a fair bit of extra range. I think typically 2 or 3 meters of extra range. Which may not sound like a lot, but in a game like Destiny, where... your maps are mostly going to be pretty small. Those few extra meters of range do make a difference.
Tell them to line up faster.
I have no idea how I killed him there. It must have been a ricochet. I mean, it wasn't a final blow for my part, but still. Ah, no. My shotgun whiffed. But there are alternatives. I know a lot of hand cannon users, myself too, are kind of in agony thinking of Speaking of how good Rangefinder has always been, it's been good on a lot of weapons. As we've seen on like the Immortal, the Aikilos, so on and so forth. But it's not the only option out there. Man, this is getting a little bit spicy. Holy shit, that Wither Horde is getting annoying though.
Down. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing. Your enemy.
I had a feeling he was going to push out of that barricade.
They've almost won. Only 1 minute left.
Oh, that's not good.
Would be proud of you, Warlock.
So let's see how we did. Okay, yeah. God, I forgot how good Ostringer is. We'll have some more gameplay in just a second here, but the point of this video, by the way, is not to like justify a nerf to Rangefinder or say that I'm okay with it or anything like that. I don't think that Rangefinder has any business being on something like the Immortal or the Aikilos, but I don't think the perk by itself is broken. Of course, Rangefinder could potentially also get special treatment or a rework, we just don't know yet, so until Bungie says what Rangefinder's fate will be, it's just a good idea to prepare for the worst. And so I'm just here to talk about what some of my favorite alternatives to Rangefinder are. So of course you just saw opening shot in action. This is the next hand cannon that we're going to see as soon as I start the next bit of gameplay here. And this has two of those alternatives at the same time, slide shot and explosive payload. So slide shot will give you a bonus to your range. It's a pretty substantial bonus. I think it's something like 20 plus to your range or something like that when you slide and for a few seconds after you slide. But this also boosts your stability and it partially reloads your magazine, particularly helpful on this because it only holds 8 rounds in the cylinder here. With explosive payload, the damage is actually split between the impact damage and the explosive damage. And what that means is that while the impact damage does have damage fall off, the explosive damage does not. So explosive payload also helps extend your range a little bit, not a ton, not as much as Rangefinder, but it does help your range a little bit. Now notice here I'm focusing on perks that give you a passive bonus to your range as well as other benefits, because I can't think of another perk that will, provide the same sort of passive range benefit as Rangefinder. And I'm not including something like Killing Wind in here because, again, Rangefinder gives you a passive bonus. I wanted to talk about alternatives that also provide a passive bonus, as well as ideally other benefits, which we already talked about on Slide Shot. With Explosive Payload, the other benefit is explosive rounds flinch your enemy really hard. Timed Payload also works in a similar manner. The impact damage has fall off, the explosive damage does not. Timed Payload also kind of messes with your enemy a bit because with Timed Payload, there's the impact from the bullet, and then after a brief delay, and I mean like a blink of an eye, the explosion actually goes off. So it'll mess with them a little bit because they'll get flinched by both the impact and that delayed explosion. So they'll be flinched twice in rapid succession. By the way, as a side note, just look at this roll. This is such a good roll. As far as I'm concerned, this is a god roll. I don't feel like I need Ricochet or Accurized or whatever other range perk might be in the second column because, 77 range, plus Slide Shot, Payload, and, the range masterwork, it's good to go. So those are my favorite alternatives as far as perks go. The other option, of course, would be to just go with a hand cannon that has very high intrinsic range, like this bottom dollar. It has a 77 range stat. Another option might be something like Exalted Truth. Now this does have Rangefinder, so it's not the best example, but with Hammer Forged Rifling, Accurized Rounds, Adept Range, I'm still getting 83 range. And if this had a range masterwork, that would be up to 93 range. So still plenty of reach on this sort of hand cannon, even without Rangefinder. Other options might be something like Ace of Spades, which comes stock with 85 range, which is very good. Ace's reach actually kind of surprises me sometimes. It's a very good hand cannon. Another option again are just 120s in general. 120s generally do have a little bit more range than a 140 anyway. One perk I forgot to mention too is Keep Away. If you saw my review on Round Robin, you already know why. You keep your enemy more than 15 meters away from you, and it will give you a passive plus 10 to your range. But coming back to 120s really quick, taking a look at the same roll that I have on my bottom dollar, this has stock 36 meters of range. When Slide Shot is active, it goes up to 39. That's nearly 40 meters of range. That's pulse rifle range a lot of times, guys. And if I switch out small bore for Hammer Forged, it goes up even a little bit further. And even a 120 with a fairly low range stat, like I have this exact 120 right here. It was one that Zur brought, a True Prophecy. It has 58 range, which isn't bad, but also, isn't great. Plus it did not have a range masterwork, but even with that low of a stat, we're still looking at 33 meters of range. So 120s generally just have very good reach. So the point of this video is to just say, I don't want Rangefinder to get nerfed. I would like to see it removed from weapons like the Immortal, but I don't want to see the perk itself get killed, but we do have some alternatives in case the worst does happen. We're going to get back into the gameplay now. It's using this bottom dollar. I like this hand cannon so much I made a loadout specifically for it. But if you guys enjoy this video, please do me a favor, leave me a like and a comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button with the bell icon. It really helps the channel out. I would like to hit 500 subscribers relatively soon, so please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. But for now, let's get back into the gameplay. Peace, Guardians. So Slide Shot, Explosive Payload, this is basically a god roll as far as I'm concerned. Small bore, Hammer Forged, Range Masterwork, Flared Magwell, with my for sure god roll, Reese Walker. We're going to see how this goes on this dogshit map. Explosive Payload was of course one of the perks that we've talked about. There we go. I don't know why that dude keeps trying to challenge that far with
That's why we have
Last Word. Doesn't really have the range for that.
Tell them to line up faster.
There we go. One dude's just sitting back there with a bow. Need a him with a Jotun shot. You love to see it. So now where I wanted that grenade to go, game.
Double down. What can stop you if you fight together? Nothing.
That dude is completely oblivious.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Gonna pop here because we're getting pinched a little bit. I don't know if I want to stay here though, because I don't know if these guys have a like a blade barrage or something. A tether maybe.
Excellent. Two for one.
Get me out of here. Wrap around. Like to get these crests. Get me close to another well.
5 minutes remain. A strong start. Fight on. Fire team that fights
There we
together
go.
stays together.
Nope, I wanted that special, but teammate got it, that's fine.
2 for 1.
Excellent teams from these guys. That's not good.
Together
There
as
we go.
one. I love it.
Is he not gonna... There we go.
This is beautiful. You continue to be my greatest success, Guardian. Victory imminent.
Getting out of there. Well up here.
Hold strong, and this battle is yours. A victory well executed.
Good shit. There we go.
Red Legion
See how that
will
went.
take your glory, and neither can your peers. Excellent.
Yeah, not bad.